Hey,
Hey, welcome.
we're here
welcome.
and ready, and I'm just getting onto the stream so I can see everybody's comments. Hang on.
Welcome to Centro Teens
Yeah.
TV, episode 10. now.
10 episodes.
10.
Gosh.
Can you believe it?
I know, it's actually been...
It's
gone fast, but it
has.
hasn't
has.
as well.
Yeah. I'm feeling, I think, like a lot of people, antsy to get back. I think.
So bad.
Yeah, definitely.
So we might have a bit lower views today because we've actually got our leaders on site setting up, ready to go and making all that happen. We've got a few of our interns around too. So
Yeah.
our views are probably going to take a bit of a hit, but that's all right. This is our second last live.
Second last live. There you go.
Look, I'm not sad that it's our second last.
No, not necessarily. It will be nice, not having to, deal with the yelling of the kids. It has been nice, sorry, I should say.
Because no matter how much you yell, we still can't hear you.
No,
And
we're not listening.
and you're not our problem. Joking.
Dean is asking, why am I so red? Well, actually, I'm actually doing a Who Am I today. And it's a hint, it's a childhood show. It's a very, very popular childhood kids TV
Rory
show.
the Fire Engine.
No.
Rory the...
It is a
race
Christian. It is a Christian show.
You're the tomato from VeggieTales.
I am. I'm the tomato from VeggieTales, so that's why I'm so red, Dina.
Your Postman Pat van.
Red and white cat.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Van. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody knows his bright red van.
Nobody knows.
No, that's a bit. I'm showing my age. Apparently, Johnny
And he's got a kid.
Yeah,
so.
apparently Johnny was out at Bundamba, sunbathing.
I was in the sun.
Which is what you do.
I mean, I just saw an open field and I thought, why not?
Why not?
It's a
Sunbake.
sunbathing. It's a sunbake kind
Sunbaking
of,
in Bundamba.
Yeah, it's that kind of time. You know what I mean?
Hey, do we have any birthdays?
Look, I was trying to think of it, and I apologise if it is your birthday.
Yeah.
But
comment if it is your birthday.
Comment. What we want you to do is just comment if it's your birthday, or if you know it's anyone else in the youth's birthday. So comment that as well, so we can give them a shout out.
Yeah, because sometimes, the only way that I know it's somebody's birthday is if they're on my Facebook friends.
Yeah. You guys are so secretive with your birthdays.
And that's why
Like to
Instagram's
hide them.
bad, because it doesn't tell you when somebody's birthday is.
No, that's right. You guys all
Instagram,
on Insta?
if you're watching,
which we know
which
you are.
Probably are.
We know you are, Instagram. The CEO.
Yeah,
Mike
maybe
Wahlberg.
that's just a thought. Whatever your name is,
Yeah.
Zuckerman Musk, whatever you are,
Elon
whoever you
Gated
are.
Man or
Yeah.
something.
Is it
Alright.
Tiana's birthday?
Tiana's
Oh,
birthday.
no, so it's Imi's birthday.
Imi.
Imogen. Well, get Imogen to watch this so that
Get
we
her
can
on the
actually wish
stream.
her happy birthday.
Happy birthday if you're here.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Imi.
We'll hold off.
We'll
once
hold on.
Imi's in, then we will wish her happy birthday.
Sounds good.
Imi will kind of forever be frozen at about 11
Yeah.
in my mind.
You're not wrong. I think that is probably how old she is.
Probably, but Tiana, if you can get Imogen on the
Get her on
the live online, then let us know. So
now,
that we
Brett,
can
I notice you're not wearing your ripped jeans today.
I know.
And I purposely ripped just a little hole in here just to be like you.
Do you know what happened to my ripped jeans the other day?
What?
So I put my foot into the rip
Yeah.
and ripped them right open.
Yep.
And so now I've got open leg jeans.
Yeah. Wow. Well, there you go. Just turn them into shorts, I say.
Yeah,
Turn
well,
them
it's a
into
bit like
shorts.
that, but I don't think they're going to be level.
No, they probably won't.
But I've thrown
Could
out...
be a new style.
Yeah, funny story. Yesterday I was wearing these jeans.
Yep.
And because I usually wear long shirts that kind of go past my pockets.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that these jeans have a huge hole in them from my pocket. Because when I
Like at the bottom of your pocket,
no,
or just like
at
a
the
hole.
and so because I put my wallet in my back pocket.
Yep.
And so I've pushed my wallet down and split my pants, but I'd forgotten that I'd put them back
Oh,
in my
no.
drawer. And so I was walking out.
So let's pause the story there. How big is your wallet got to be to just rip the pockets off your pants? This guy over here, if you need money, just hit Brett up. He's loaded. He's got that,
it's
fat
all the,
wallet.
It's all the credit card debt. Just weighs it down.
All the receipts.
Yeah, no, it is the receipts. But yeah, so I'm walking around and
Anyway, yeah.
there's a hole bum full of undies, just
Yeah.
straight there.
Right. there.
So it wasn't attractive. So I've thrown those jeans out. It always hurts to throw jeans out.
Oh, it does.
Particularly-
I've probably had my clothes for 5 years. Or
Well,
something.
I've had these
I
ones
don't-
for a while
Yeah.
because I spend a little bit of money on jeans, and so I was like, this is like $50 down the drain.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure the last time when I've been actually shopping for clothes. I think all of my new clothes either has been for birthdays or Dina has bought me. I think that's pretty much it.
Well, I can't wait for my birthday because I'm gonna go jean shopping.
Yeah, I'm not a
Because-
shopper.
Yeah, I love shopping online, and
Yeah. Dangerous times for
it
you.
is
then.
dangerous
My
times for me.
goodness me.
but I've tried to.
Amy, if you're listening, control
Yeah.
your husband.
But mind you, I'll probably have a whole new wardrobe once youth goes back. So I'm going to be a new man.
There you go.
Um,
I'm gonna be exactly the same, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I
Oh
won't
no,
change.
it's mental. But hey, so yeah, well, it's funny because now I don't let Amy buy my clothes. But when we first started dating, I had terrible style,
There you go.
terrible fashion.
I think that's me. I think that's where I'm at now.
Wow. And
I wouldn't say I have terrible fashion, but
hi,
not
Axel, you're not a cool boy.
Oh, get out of there.
It's okay, Axel. We think you're cool. Hey,
Yeah.
congratulations on your new brother or sister that's due later on in the year.
Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. Very
about,
cool.
about time you stepped up and you weren't a
care
great
of-
big brother for Benji, but now you've got another opportunity to redeem yourself.
Yeah, there you go. There you
I'm
go.
just joking, of course, Axel.
We're doing a bit of segment now, guys, which Brett is calling Ask the Pastors, which is, of course, Brett. And the second
And
part
Johnny.
of that is Ask the Pastors and Coordinators.
And kids coordinator.
and kids coordinators.
Head leader, secretary.
I'm not officially a pastor. I don't claim to be a pastor yet, but
He
that's
can't-
what's the segment.
for legal
For
reasons.
legal reasons. Just
But he's
full
a pastor
disclosure.
in nature.
So we will.
So any questions? There's no
Anything
question
at
off limit.
all.
It can be personal.
It can be.
spiritual.
It can be biblical.
It can be emotional.
About your school.
It can be psychological.
Be about your friends. We heard about that last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Actually, that was. I went back and I watched that one.
Yeah.
Really, really good message.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And if you
No
didn't
doubt.
if you didn't get to watch it, did you go back and watch it?
I watched segments. I didn't
Okay.
get to watch the whole thing
Fair
because
enough.
we're here behind the scenes working.
But if you get a chance, go back and watch the
That's what I
last
should
couple
do.
of weeks. I've been pretty impressed with. And today we've got Justin and Naomi on the couch.
Ooh, here we go.
And dishing the dirt on each other.
Pretty
And,
much. Pretty much.
Yeah. And it was pretty fun editing that one.
Yeah.
Because there was some gold in there.
Ah.
And so that's
I
coming up
can't
later.
Wait. I can't wait.
But yeah, no.
So ask us,
Ask us
questions,
your questions.
guys. We
It can
got.
be
I'm gonna
about
flick
us.
over to
yeah, you have a look at Facebook and
Facebook. See what's happening over here.
yeah. So any
Hillary's
question?
on.
No,
Eli, hello,
the only
hello.
question that we won't answer is a question that's not asked. Oh,
Very true. Wow. We'll start with a question. We'll help you guys out. A question that you probably all want to know the answer to is when are we back, Pastor Brett?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're back on the 14th of July.
14.
And so that's back at Ipswich and also at Collingwood Park.
Lock that in, guys.
And,
Put it in your phone right now. 14.
Yeah. So we've got a bit of a surprise for everybody when we go back as
Oh,
well.
man.
So
It's gonna be good.
yeah, so make sure but you have to actually be there on the first night back to
Yeah.
get the surprise.
Yep.
Um
Definitely.
and so first night back you have to be there. You got to be there to win it.
Ooh.
You can't actually phone it in.
Can't phone it in. Guys, we want to make the first night back
Yeah,
epic.
exactly.
And it's only going to be epic if we pack the place out. My
Up to 100.
challenge, up to 100. That's right. Well,
In each location.
my challenge is, well, we haven't hit that number yet. I'll be very surprised
No.
if we do, but we have hit over 50 at each location. So I think we can
We've
do
hit it over 60.
again.
We've hit over 60 at both locations.
There you go.
Um,
So I think we can do it again.
Mm.
I think that we can do it again. So I think you guys need to make sure you invite all your friends, make sure you're getting everyone along, because I reckon, we've only got not many of our youth watching right now, but there's so many of you guys out there that might not know what's going on, so we're going to pump it through the socials, but we need you guys to spread it
Pump
to your
it through
friends.
schools.
That's right.
We'll get it on the socials on that the Instagram book, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Nah, we'll be pumping it through the socials. But you guys have to get the news out there that at school we're going to be back, and everybody is going to get a little something.
Ooh,
when
little
we go
something,
back.
something.
And but you got to be there to get it. It's a limited edition,
Ooh,
and so you have to be
come
there
on.
to get it. So we've got this segment, Ask the Pastor. So if you have any questions for us, we
Bring
just
it
answer
on.
that when we're back, and we're back on the 14th. We're
Bring
going to
it
be
on.
back with a vengeance. So make sure that you've got if you've got any questions, we'll answer them. They can be deep, they can be light,
Yeah.
they can be spiritual.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Be anything.
It could be tell us the funniest thing about you. Tell us a funny story that's happened to you in the last couple of weeks, Johnny.
Oh, so many. Not really, but
Oh, actually, I've got a funny story.
there you go. Brett's
sorry,
got one. I haven't got one.
It just dawned on me.
Very good. Let's start that again.
Yeah.
Brett, tell
Yes,
us
Johnny.
original question here from myself.
Okay,
I just thought of this just then, without no prompting or anything.
sounds good.
What is a funny thing that has happened to you in the last couple of weeks?
I have the exact answer.
There you go.
So 2 years ago, we went on a missions trip to
Whoa,
Georgia.
whoa, whoa. So in the last couple of weeks, not 2 years ago.
Sorry. It just dawned on me a couple of weeks ago.
Here we go.
You were there.
I
So
was
you were
there.
there in Georgia.
I was in Georgia.
And so in Georgia, there was 4 guys. So there was me, Johnny, Khalil, and Max. And we were all sleeping in this I don't know, a shipping container.
Shipping container,
It was
yeah.
literally a shipping
Yeah.
container. And it's like -5 degrees. It was freezing cold. It was
Very
pitch
cold.
black.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we're sleeping in the shipping container. And so you pretty much got to get dressed in the...
Separately.
Yeah, no. Well, Johnny and Max are sharing a bed. That's a story for another time. But so we're literally in the dark. And so you got to get dressed in the dark too, because you don't want to wake everybody up and there's not much light around.
Yeah.
And you can't really get dressed in the shower because
You got to run
the
like
shower is also a toilet.
30 meters
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well to get in the freezing cold to get to the shower,
Yeah.
which is also a toilet, which is
Also a squat
smelly
toilet.
and yeah.
So anyway,
wet on the floor and yeah.
so we decided that we'd go into Tbilisi this one day, which is the capital of Georgia, and so we hitched a ride into Tbilisi. We're just walking around Tbilisi for about 4 hours, and I had this really like my pants were really tight around my ankle. I just couldn't figure out what it was. And so we went to this donut place, Dunkin' Donuts.
Never heard of it.
We're sitting in. You were there. We're sitting in Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like,
was there.
"What the heck is in my pants?" And so it turns like I reached down, and what had happened is that my underpants from the day before had got caught in the leg of my jeans, leg of my jeans, and
Yeah,
so.
Sure.
And so it had somehow got wedged. So I had this like growth around my ankle that was actually my underwear. And because you had to rug up so much, I had to peel off
absolutely.
about 8 layers just to get this thing out. And then I
Yeah.
was like, what the heck am I going to do with this? So
was
I
rugged
walked
up.
around with my undies in my pocket for a
Always
whole
keep
day.
a spare, I say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a bad rule.
Well, a spare that's old. Probably not the greatest thing.
We haven't got any questions yet.
Everybody's scared to ask me
a lot of retracted questions
Yeah.
from Axel.
Axel wants to ask a question, but then he retracts them. No, but I think we should head into some praise and worship.
We should.
And,
should.
But don't forget the 14th. Spread the word.
Don't
Spread the
forget
love.
about it.
And
Did
don't
you
spread
announce?
COVID.
Sorry, before we go to there, did you announce the special announcement last week?
Yeah, I did.
You did.
That
Oh,
we got Connect Social happening on the 26th.
we do.
Is the special announcement.
That's the special announcement.
And,
If you didn't catch it last week, Justin and I were reluctant because we didn't get the required number that we wanted.
8,000 views.
Okay, that's it. Wow, that question. Do you see that?
Yeah, I know.
That's a bit crazy, isn't it?
I know. Literally, we've just eaten butter chicken.
We just had butter
Dear God,
chicken.
we just
But
had butter chicken.
For me, I'm not a huge fan.
Oh,
I will
get out.
say.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's-
I'll
it's
tell you
sweet.
this.
It's spicy.
I've actually been to India, and I'll tell you what, the butter chicken over there is quite delicious. It's
Okay.
very
Fair
different
enough.
though.
Fair enough.
Over here, it's just a little bit, sometimes a bit too creamy
Yeah,
for me, and a bit, yeah. They have it real over there.
The beauty
I'll
of
tell
getting
you
it
that.
over here is that you don't get like diarrhea for the next 5
Well,
weeks.
you'd think so, but it's just actually delicious, and you survive.
You're happy to forgo the diarrhea.
I think we got all white spice while we were over there. They were
Yeah,
like,
fair enough.
no. They said no spice, and there was still some spice in there. I'll tell you what. But everywhere we went, they ordered, which was quite disappointing actually. I was like, I just want one where we can just go for it. You know what I mean?
And then you would have been as red as you are today.
Probably, but
Okay, well, we're going to smack into some praise and worship. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, why don't you press into the presence of God, and we'll be back on the other side of this.
You have storm surrounding me, let it break at your name still. Call the sea to still, the rage in me to still, every wave at your name. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Breathe, call these lungs to live, call these lungs to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. You silence fear. Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. 'Cause your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. 'Cause your name is alive, that the your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. 'Cause your name is alive, that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. 'Cause Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus.
I love that song. You know, when Jesus is in the room, darkness has to flee.
Yeah.
It's the nature of who Jesus is. Light and dark cannot exist in the same room. And when Jesus is in the room, light is in the room. So,
How good
you know,
is
whatever
that?
you're going through at the moment, when Jesus is there, the darkness has to go. And I know that Dugard said he wishes that more people were watching. And, you
We
know,
do as well.
we've got people that go back and watch this over. So don't stress about the views. We're not about the views. We're about, I should say. Trying to meet Sheeta.
Yeah. Well, we are going to keep going. Oh, that's right. We're going to keep going with our worship in a funny video.
We're going to worship with our laughs.
because who knows that joy is from the Lord.
Exactly. It's
That's coming up. Think about the Lord.
yeah. So a few of our favourite leaders in this one, a few old leaders as well that
Yeah.
are no longer with us,
yeah,
but
yeah.
still a good laugh. Why
Still
don't
a
we
good laugh.
turn to the screen now?
Be here?
Yes, I am. How can I not be?
And can you sing?
Yes, I can.
And what are you going to sing today?
I'm going to sing Go Down Moses.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, down Egypt land. Go.
Bavite.
No han kent och ett siv men no yon kliste jo malive where han geza jose batenan lechomo nu onus tonai molinai yon sora sho yes isho without you can li medio mo can li to live without you can li medio mo.
Whoa, 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 mysterious girl, move your body close to mine.
Come on, move your body. Come on, move your body.
I stop and stare at you, walking on the shore. I try to concentrate, my mind wants to explore.
To explore.
The tropical scene of you takes me up above. And girl, when I look at you, oh, I fall in love. No doubt you look so fine.
Whoa.
Girl, I wanna make you mine.
Yeah, come on.
Just let me be with the woman that I love.
Woman that I love.
No doubt you're the only man
Whoa.
who can love you like I can.
Yeah, man.
Just let me be with the woman that I love.
Where do I start?
Delivered with our shoe.
But yeah, very, very. Here we go. We might not be.
You might not be able to see us, but you can hear us.
You can hear us. That's
and you
what's
know that we are
important.
with you
Very
until
good.
the end of the days. So yeah, no, a bit of fun there. We like to change it up. You probably noticed that we changed seats. That's how like loose we are.
That's how crazy we are. That's really, really how crazy we are.
It's getting crazy up in here.
Yeah. Justin did well as well.
Zach's pressing the wrong button.
Zach is
So good. That's
going
probably
crazy.
the first mistake first mistake that Zach's made in his life.
Third,
Yeah, at least.
at least.
Good to see our views cranking up.
Yeah, they went up for the video, and then everyone doesn't care anymore.
Yeah. Why you hate us? No, but we've got this message. We're continuing our series. If I was,
If I was,
and so
what is it about today?
So it's about if I was your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Ooh.
So we've got Justin and Naomi who've been married about a year now.
Yeah.
I think it is a year.
Yeah, I think I saw they had. Oh, hold on.
I should know. I married them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a marriage certificate written up on the thing there. But
Yes, like I always remember. Justin and Naomi got married on the 11th of May.
11th of May.
So yes, they've been married a little bit over a year.
Over a year.
And so we've asked them, what would you give advice to yourself before dating or pre-dating?
Pre-dating.
So we got a little bit of an insight. I've had to cut out a lot of marital fights that they had. No,
Yeah.
No, you go
Of
first. No,
course.
you go first.
Of course, of course.
No, I was perfect. No, you were perfect.
No,
It was
my
really weird.
singing was good in that video, Justin. But it is what it is.
So yeah, but actually some really good insights.
Yeah.
And so pay attention for the next 16 minutes.
It's an
And-
important one for you guys out there because
Yeah.
you guys apparently love to date people. So how to
Important
be
one for you too, John.
if I was a good boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, let's check out what Justin and Naomi have to say.
Hi everybody, it's Naomi and Justin here. If you don't know of us or haven't seen us around, we're the Ipswich location leaders. Oh my gosh. And we are currently filming in our house where we live with our 2 cats, who we just wanted to do a cool intro with, but neither of them want to be our friends. So, should we let them go?
Oh yeah, we should let them go. Be free. And away they go. So we've been doing a series for our messages at Centro Teens TV called If I Was, and we've seen Dina spoke about If I Was Your Friend, and Amy talks about If I Was Your Teacher, and I forget the other ones, so I'm sorry. But today we're talking about If I Was Your Boyfriend/Girlfriend.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm probably the least qualified to talk about this, even though I'm married. So the first question is, before we met each other, what were we looking for in our potential boyfriend/husband/girlfriend/wife?
Okay.
And so I think for me, certainly, I was looking for a Christian. I was looking for somebody that when times got tough, that they would be the first person to point me back to the good things that God was doing in my life. And it wasn't even necessarily about doubting faith, but whenever I doubted what I was called to, I needed somebody that was going to, I guess, fill my sails with wind and essentially say, this is what God has called you to. And certainly during those tough times, they don't have to be perfect. They might even struggle with some of the things that are in the Bible. But what's important is that we all come back to that main point, that Jesus died on the cross for us, and that there is a purpose and there is a plan on each of our lives. And I think one of the most important things you can have in a relationship is 2 people that are pushing towards that end goal, that that purpose and plan that God has.
Yeah.
And so I guess that was the first thing I was looking for. And when you find somebody, like, this is not an invitation, so don't take it as that. When you find someone in church or in youth, that's generally a good start, because you're already on that journey.
Yeah.
However, if you do that, I will find you. I'm just kidding. Just remember that this is a lifelong thing, and you don't want to, be the talk of the youth for the rest of your life,
Yeah. My thing that I was looking for before Justin and I got together, I wouldn't say I was really looking. I wasn't really looking for something. I was just kind of, I guess I had my expectations if something were to come up, what that person would look like. My main thing was that they would like me for who I am, and that sounds really kind of cliche, like just find someone that likes you for who you are, but on a kind of deeper level, what I mean is that their main focus in the relationship wasn't to come in and try and change me. Their main focus in the relationship was to better themselves, and I feel like that's a great starting point. And let me just preface that by saying that it doesn't always stay like that. I feel like as you kind of move further into your relationship, there comes a time where you're comfortable with each other and you're able to respectfully point out the things in each other's lives that can be worked on.
Yeah.
But at the start of the relationship, if the person within the first few months of this relationship is coming to you and telling you things that you should fix, it's probably a bad sign. I think that in the beginning stages of a relationship, you should still be continuing to work on what's within you. And you should always continue to work on what's within you, but especially in the first few months, in the first few years even. So yeah, just to come back to the main idea, I was first looking for somebody that wasn't so outwardly focused that they neglected to look in on themselves and see what they could work on. And I was working on that myself before Justin and I even got together. Obviously, you need to have a look and make sure that this person has the qualities that you'd like. But I was trying to become, Pastor John always says, become the person you want to marry. So I was trying to become the person that I wanted to marry. I was trying to get the qualities that of the person that I would want to marry. So truthful, faithful, resilient, that kind of thing. When you first come into a relationship, try and get with somebody who is focusing more on fixing themselves than you. That's my advice.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
The second question was, how do we find out, and was there a time, was there a story maybe where we found out that each one of us was exhibiting those characteristics that we were looking for, that we wanted to see? And I know in my case, it was like for the looking for a person who loves Jesus, it was pretty early on, because Naomi was leading worship at times at church and at youth, and so I saw her heart and her passion for Jesus. But ultimately, I think where you most see that passion for Jesus is how that overflowed out of her and into the people around her. And so that also ties in with the second characteristic, which was someone that learnt from mistakes and ultimately wasn't defined by those mistakes, but learnt from them, thoughtfully made decisions based on what she knew. And I saw that because there were times when we would have conversations early on in our relationship where she'd given advice, not caring about whether people knew certain things about her, or not caring whether they thought any less of her, and just really going after seeing them come to a good outcome in their circumstance. So she would give advice to people and just really lovingly listen to them and give them the best opportunity to learn from her mistakes the same way that she did. So, and that was the love of Jesus coming out of her life, was her just being able to love on people no matter what people thought of her or what the consequences were. That's what she wants. She just wants to help people. And so I saw that pretty early on, and that was something that I was drawn to, and I was very happy to find somebody that loved people like that.
Well, I guess for me, there wasn't a particular instance where I thought, wow, Justin really wants to work on himself rather than fixing all the people around him and ignoring his own issues. It wasn't like one particular instance where I thought that. It was more so just the fact that Justin so openly listened and was open to everybody's opinions around him. He didn't judge people, and he's the least judgmental person I've ever met in my life. And I think that having not being judgmental really shows that you're not so focused on nitpicking everybody else's problems, and it shows that you are focused more on what is in you and how you look inwardly. So yeah, I think that's how I figured out that you fulfilled that need. That's
that characteristic.
Yeah, what's the word? The characteristic, that's the one.
Yeah, and so essentially I guess the point of that is that early on in the relationship you find out what it is that you're looking for, and whether that person meets those characteristics.
Yeah, and I also think that if you are a few weeks into a relationship and you're already seeing the faults in someone, that's probably a good sign that it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, the first few weeks and the first few months are meant to be the fun, like the really easy going, like, this person is like the best person in the world and has no faults. That's what it's meant to be like in the first few weeks. If the person you're dating is already telling you the things that are wrong with you, that's not a great sign.
Have some fun. Go see a movie or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so the last thing is not really a question. It's sort of like a, do we have any tips for anybody out there who would listen to our tips?
I have a tip. If you're a boy and you're seeing a girl but it's not official yet, ask her out.
That's not from experience.
It is from experience. It is. Justin and I were seeing each other for a few weeks, just like going out on little dates and stuff. But he never asked me out, and so we had this period where we were like, where I was like,
what are we?
No, I was like, what is happening? Like, is he gonna ask me out? Like, when are we dating? And then a few months later, I asked him about it, and he was like, oh, I didn't know I had to ask you out. I just thought we were dating. And so, we count our anniversary from our first date because technically Justin never asked me out.
Yeah. So the truth is, I had no idea what I was doing. So if I was listening, take notes and do not do what I did. Okay? Now you know.
Yeah. Oh well, I think seriously, some good advice for you guys is to know what you want and stick with it. I think it's so common nowadays for people to drop their expectations the second they meet someone that will give them some love. Like, everybody in the world right now, everybody has their sufferings, everybody has the things that they struggle with, and sometimes we let those define us, and sometimes we let the mistakes of our past define us. And I just want to say that does not define your worth. So if you find somebody that doesn't meet your criteria, don't think that you need to lower your standards because you're not good enough. Because I promise you are. I promise you that God sees all of us equal. And if someone comes to you and they don't fulfill your needs, they don't fulfill your standards, don't drop them. And don't drop your standards for anything, because you're with that person for life. If you marry them, you're with them for life, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it for a little bit of love. So that would be my advice.
On top of that as well, you have to work out what your standards are and what are, stuff that doesn't really matter. Like, so when I was single, I was expecting that I would find a nice, quiet, shy girl, a little bit like myself. I'm not a girl, obviously, but you know what I mean. What I ended up with was the complete opposite. However, if early on I'd been like, Naomi is just too outgoing for me, I would have missed out on the best thing that's ever happened to me. So, I don't mean to be cringy in the message, but you have to work out what exactly it is
that's so true.
that you're going for, and what stuff is sort of like, if this happened, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But if that's not what God has for me, and there is somebody out there that has this, then that's totally fine.
Yeah, I guess like what you're trying to say is know what's important, but don't drop a great person that you could end up with just because of a little thing.
Yeah.
So you really need to sit down, and even if you're young, it's so incredibly important to sit down and just establish what is important to you, because if you're unsure about what's important to you and you get into a relationship and something goes wrong, but you might drop them even though that really doesn't matter to you, and then later down the track you'll think that really wasn't important. So just work out what you want in a person, work out what you want in your life. Really, you need to know what direction you're heading in. You don't need to know your career path. You just need to know what do I value in life?
Yeah.
And that person needs to match up with that. Yeah.
Because ultimately, if you're not going in the same direction, it doesn't matter how great and friendly you guys are. Like, it won't work out because you can't go two directions at once.
Yeah.
And somebody will either be disappointed or you'll both be disappointed somewhere. So it's super important. Work out what is non-negotiable and what is, meh. I have a dream person in my mind, but like, what turns out to be your dream isn't what is actually the best thing for you.
Yeah.
So, it can be a bit of a minefield. It can seem a little bit confusing, but trust me when I say this, I got the whole dating thing wrong because I didn't have a chat like this when I was in youth.
Yeah.
So it's super important, even if you think girls have cooties, if you're still in that stage of life, that's all right.
Yeah.
One day you'll need this information and it's important to have it. So,
I just want to add, and I think Amy said the exact same thing last week as well. It sounds super cliche, but I think that, like, when the person is right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like God blesses us with a feeling, with kind of an intuition that tells us this is a little bit wrong or this is really right. Like, I feel comfortable here. I feel like this is where God wants me. So if it feels wrong, just pray about it. And but
you can possibly work out what's wrong.
Yeah.
By, just thinking for a while and praying and seeing what is...
stretching this out too long.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's alright. We'll cut it out. I'll just say that comment but keep it short.
Sorry.
And can I just add that I think Amy said the exact same thing last week, that it sounds cliche, but when you've got the right one, when Justin and I started dating, almost from the very start, I kind of knew that this is where we would end up. We would end up getting married. I'm glad it worked out because that would have been awkward if I had that feeling and it didn't work out. But I think you get the feeling and you know when it's right. I think that God blesses us with that.
So that's pretty much it. We hope you guys got something out of that.
Yeah.
And ultimately the important thing is that, like, there's no set way that this happens. There's no tried and tested path. It's just about deciding what you need, what you want, and where God's taking you, and let Him take you where He wants to take you, and the right person will come at the right time. So, good luck.
You'll need it. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. We hope you're having an amazing Friday. We hope you're enjoying Centro Teens TV. We're so excited to be back.
Yeah.
In the auditorium. Hopefully that can be very, very soon. Have we got a date?
We do have a date. I'm not sure whether we've announced it yet.
Okay.
We probably will have by this point.
Yeah, but we're so excited to be back with all of you. We miss you all so much. We're going crazy, Justin and maybe not Justin.
I am going a little bit crazy.
But oh my gosh, we're going loopy. We miss you guys so much. We hope you're doing well. God bless you.
Hey, that was some gold there. Hopefully, you actually took note of what these guys are saying because they've lived through that. They've obviously been through the whole dating thing and some real gold there as well. So, and get your friends on it as well. If your friends want to know some good stuff about relationships, point them to this side because it'd be really good. Hey, that's pretty much it for our Centro Teens TV tonight. We've got one more week of our online service, and then on the 26th, we're in our Connects. So we're going to be putting our Connect information out on the socials this week for the 26th because that's our pre-launch, and then we relaunch on the 14th. And like I said, like Johnny and I said, we've got a special surprise for everybody that rocks up on the first night. But you have to be there on the first night, otherwise you don't get the surprise. And everybody else will have it, and you will not. So make sure that you put that in your diary, you put that in your calendar, you make that a priority. And we'll see you again in Connect on the 26th. Well, we'll see you next week at Centro Teens TV episode 11, our last episode online. And then we'll see you in Connects on the 26th. And then we will see you for reals on the 14th of July. Hey, have a great week. God bless you. We're praying for you and believing that this is going to be, we're going to come out of this stronger and better for it. God bless you. Have a good night. See you later.